You're at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for Denon de Tiene, who says, rant about conspiracy dipshits. The specific phrasing of this, of course, is a reference to the biggest problem in the universe, where it was brought in as a problem. And I think that Dick Masterson basically gave the perfect answer to why conspiracy theorists, why they exist. And it's because it's all in an effort to give an easy answer and a comforting answer to the incredible chaos of the world around you. It signifies that you believe that there is some kind of higher power, some kind of more rational thinker who is behind the strings of everything, to believe that these conspiracies are possible, that there is this huge, large-scale effort to keep you in the dark in some way, or to affect the way that the populace understands things. And to assume that is to assume way too much of the competency of the human race, to assuming too much intelligence on the people in positions of power, which, intelligence is not the factor that necessarily gets you to that level. It's not as though the people running the world are the people with the best understanding of the world and society, or the ones who are the most capable of manipulating people, or the most capable of, they can manipulate people in certain shallow ways, like how to get you to vote or get you to spend your money a certain way, but that's nothing compared to the ridiculous depth you'd have to go to manipulate information on the level of a conspiracy. Not to say that there's not any, if we're talking about conspiracy in a more realistic sense, there is conspiracy going on. There are powers that are conspiring with each other to do certain things, but the scale of those things is so much smaller, and those things are obvious. Like, to people who are intelligent, who are looking at it, who are seeing what's going on, they can point out that it's happening. I think that conspiracies on the level where no one has any proof that it's possible, but where you would have to have a really insane amount of secrecy to be able to hide these truths from the people. I think it's assuming way too much on the power and intelligence of people in charge, who, if they were so powerful, could much more easily make the world more organized and make sense in the first place, So, yeah, I think it's comforting to think that there's somebody pulling all the strings, that all you have to do is depose this one bad guy and everything would be better. All you have to do is reveal this one truth and everything would make sense, when the reality is that we're just living in a chaotic clusterfuck and everything happens for different reasons. And, correlation doesn't denote causation, and just because a lot of things happen at the same time or in similar ways doesn't mean that they're caused by the same thing. It's just our brains constantly attempting to simplify things down so we can get a better grasp on it, which is a natural thing we do because we want to understand as much as possible so that we can survive, but it's difficult to keep all the crazy things going on in the world in your head. And ultimately, there's just a lot you shouldn't try to think about. The world's too big to be contained all inside of one brain. But, that's what happens when people try to understand as much as possible. They end up whittling it all down, simplifying it into a conspiracy. Especially people who are, not even intelligent enough to recognize how chaotic the world actually is. And that's all I can say about that.